Hey, what's happening? It's Thursday. My name is Paul Farmer, and hope you're doing well. It's somewhat cooler today. I don't know if there's like a storm moving in or whatever, but it's somewhat cooler. We are below 100 today, I believe. Let's check. Hope you're doing well. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching this live, if you're watching the recording, same thing. Let me know. Yeah, we're at 90 degrees today. That's nice. Like we're not even at 100 degrees. August hits will probably be 100 degrees every day. So, welcome. I want to share with you something that's really exciting, something I've been doing since January, early January. So, if you haven't seen any of my videos yet, if you haven't joined me in any live sessions yet, uh, what I do is I talk about a simple way for you to make extra money, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 a week. Well, I usually say monthly, but let's just say a week, 500 to 1,000 a week, okay, or more, or more. Doing a very simple task that everybody can do, something you probably learned in elementary school, and I've been doing it since January, early January. I was introduced to it, and it's something that's been a huge blessing to me and my family. uh, in March, or actually it's February. I actually hurt my back, but when it got really bad was the day after St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day when it was starting to really get bad, but the next day I couldn't sit, couldn't stand, couldn't walk, and I was like that for quite a while. Uh, all I can tell you is if you can walk, if you can stand, if you can sit, be grateful because I will never take that for granted again. Because when you can't do that kind of thing, when all you can do is lay in bed all day, uh, it sucks and it's flat out scary. But what I'm going to share with you today, what it did for me though, was it gave me purpose for one thing. It gave me something to do because I couldn't do anything else. And for at home, I didn't have to go into a job. I didn't have to call in sick. I didn't have to do any of that stuff, right? I didn't have to take days off. Uh, it allowed me to work at my own time, at home, at my own pace. And it pays anywhere from 500 to 1,000 a week or more, depending what you want to do. Some people just want to make an extra 500. Some people just want to make an extra 1,000. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do. Very simple opportunity. Quite frankly, with as many people that are struggling to make income and need to make extra income, I am shocked more people are not running to get started with this opportunity. Absolutely shocked. But anyway, um, so what I'm talking about, actually, before I get to that, I do want to point out something I talked about yesterday. So I have access to this NLP coaching. I have weekly NLP coaching where we're learning simple techniques to help break off limiting beliefs, procrastination, fear, all those things that keep you stuck, all those things that keep you from getting the results you really want to be getting. It's not about the nuts and bolts. It's not about how to market. It's not about what to say to people. You really have to get your mind right. And what this does is it teaches you techniques that are easy to understand, that your brain will understand. And you can switch, these things like switch up really quickly because of the way it's done. So if you like information about that, it's extremely affordable. Less than $50 to start, $20 a month, very affordable. You could even make a sale without even talking to anybody. Like you get a commission without making a sale. And that's something I'm doing. Really, I got started to do that for mindset purposes, for me personally, but I definitely do see a need. So I'm sharing it. So if you would like some information, just reach out to me. I'll let you know. I don't put the link here. I only solely talk about this opportunity that I'm going to show you. And it doesn't require you to recruit, doesn't require you to market, doesn't require you to do podcasts, write emails, any of those things. Blog. I don't know if anybody blogs anymore, but blog. I know when I was first getting started, earning income online. All I did was blog, like every day. Blog. Well, you got to have a blog. You got to blog every day. Blogs are going to bring in leads and sales and all this. Well, I blogged for like 3 years straight, and I was dead broke. I didn't make hardly any money. So that's a long story. But what I'm going to show you today, you don't have to do any of that stuff. You literally can, like I said, anybody can do this. You probably learned how to do something similar to this in elementary school. So you already have the skills. You don't have to go get the skills. You don't need any experience. And it's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Like I said, it's been a huge blessing to me and my family, and it continues to be. So what I'm talking about today, and if you've seen any of my previous videos, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about writing letters, less than 100 words. I barely call it a letter because it's not really a letter. It's you're writing on an index card, 100 words, the same words over and over again. So if you could write the same words over and over again, 100 words, print it with an ink pen to paper, you can do this and you can get paid. It's that simple. Okay. So what we're doing is writing handwritten letters. Must be written by you. Takes about 5 to 8 weeks for that first run to hit. So what we're doing is we're writing letters. I don't even want to call it letters, but for the sake of anything else, like just to keep it simple, you're writing to large companies, billion-dollar companies that pay you up to $5 per letter. The reason they do this is so they can stay in operation. For one thing, they get to write it off, and they get more users. They get more people to their sites that are using their product, right? So that's why they do it. It's completely legal. It's completely legit. It's been around for decades, actually. People have been doing this for decades. It is not a new thing, but someone was smart enough to see an opportunity and go out and share this with others because they want to see other people getting paid. Because the fact of the matter is, the majority of people that either decide to become an entrepreneur or they decide they want to do something like they want to start an online business or they want to start a brick and mortar business for that matter, majority of them are not cut out for it. It's just the learning curve is very, very high. It takes time. You really have to have that stick-to-itiveness, right? You really have to be someone that's not going to run off when they're losing, right? Because you're going to get beat up a bit if you go off on your own and do that type of thing. There's a lot of things you have to learn. Every fear you have to break off if you want to be successful. Not with this stuff. This is, you're writing freaking letters. It's simple. But I forgot to talk about this. I want to talk about this because I think it's really important, and I think it's something that could really help you. And this is just one technique. There's many other techniques, but this one really stood out to me. I don't know what just happened there. It's like blacked out. I think my internet may have gone off. I don't know. Looks like the Wi-Fi is low. Anyway, I struggle with procrastination. So instead of saying should do, need to do, ought to, must do, you want to change that to I want to do this because, and then insert the reason you want to do it. And maybe you don't want to do it, right? But insert the reason why, if you do it, like what will you be able to do? Will it free up your time to do something you enjoy to do? Will you feel better because it's done? Whatever that reason is, and that's a tip to help you with procrastination. Because a lot of times we get caught up in should, could, would, whatever, right? The other tip I want to share, I know it's kind of strange talking about this right now, is chunking it down. So instead of trying to do it all at once, let's say it's a big activity. For example, when I'm writing these letters, okay? So for example, when I'm writing these letters, let me just grab some supplies real quick. An index card here. And an envelope. just to kind of give you a visual. What I will do is I'll start with the index card, and there's like a top section we write. So I will just write that section only. I'll only do that. So it's chunking it down to smaller parts, right? So I just do that. Now, if I try to do everything, it would kind of be overwhelming. It would be tiring. It probably wouldn't be too fun for me. So that's what I do. So I'll do like the top part, which is a few lines. It's like 4 lines. And I'll write that out. And I'll go for my 30 because I do 30 a day. You can see right here. See, I have 30 letters that are complete. They're done. And these are going out in the mail. I already sent out 200 today in the mail. So my wife also sent some because your spouse can do this as well. Extra money, obviously. So I do the top part. And then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll do the bottom part because that's like the bigger part that takes longer. So I do the top part first. Maybe I'll go take a break, go for a walk, do some exercise, play piano, watch TV, whatever. Then I come back and I do the bottom part right here, okay? And that pretty much completes that process. Then what I'll do is I'll take the envelope, okay? So I'll take another break. And now I'll just write the top part of the envelope right here, which is 3 lines, okay? 3 lines. And I'll finish that. I'll go through my stack of 30, and I'll come back, and then I'll write the bottom part. Okay, so you see how I just kind of chunk it down, and then I'll stuff it in the envelope, and it's ready to go. All I need to do is put a stamp on it. It's that simple. Okay, so that's just a technique you can use if you are struggling with procrastination and you want to do something, you want to get something done. But you just keep putting it off for whatever reason. That's another technique. So I'll give you 2 techniques. Don't say I'm not giving you any kind of value because that first one will change everything for you. If you start doing that, you will get what you need to get done. Like that is just the words. All right. So all we're doing is writing letters. Like I said, it takes 5 to 8 weeks, depending on the company you're writing to receive your payment. These payments come in what's called credits or sweepstakes coins, because what we're doing is we're actually writing to a sweepstakes, and then they pay you in sweepstakes coins, which there's a conversion process. I'm not going to go all into this because we have a nice video that does all that. It's a very simple process. There are people that get all caught up in it and get all hung up in it and think they're going to lose all their money. And a lot of the time you make more money than losing money. Okay. But again, watch the video, click the link below this video, watch the video, and it will explain exactly how it works. I've been doing this since January. So if it took all my money, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't be talking to you here. That wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. You can write from the comfort of your home on your own time. It takes 4 to 6 minutes to go through the entire letter, okay? So instead of going through all the details about the letter writing process, which again, extremely simple. I promise you, you can do this. There's nothing being hidden here. It's literally writing less than 100 words over and over again. Same thing over and over again. It takes about 5 to 8 weeks for the company to process everything and to drop it into your account. Once it's dropped into your account, then you can go ahead and cash it out after you do what's called the conversion process. Again, I'm not going to go into all the details about that because the video below this video, when you click on the link, will explain all of that to you. All I can tell you is it's a very simple process. And most people, when they go through it that I've seen, actually enjoy it because they, a lot of the time, end up having even more money than they had. So skills required, there are none. I'm just going to say that. There are none other than writing. If you can write, you're good. And then I just like to put this chart up so you can see what's possible here from writing a simple letter, right? It requires no skill. It's kind of ridiculous, right? 10 letters a day, only 10 letters a day, may take you an hour to do. 5 days a week, 250 a week, 1,000 a month, all the way up to, on this chart, 60, but there's no limit. I know people that do 100 a day. Okay, but this chart will say 60 letters a day, 5 days a week. $1,500 a week, $6,000 a month. Now, I want you to think about this just for a second, all right? What if, and you can do this, what if you had your spouse writing too? So what if you and your spouse, like my wife writes, both were teaming up, you had your own accounts, and you were writing to yourselves. And let's say maybe you're doing 30 letters a day. Well, now you're at the 60, that's the extra $6,000 a month, right? So that's 5 days a week. Could you go 7 days a week? I would say most families could use an extra $500 to $1,000. That would really make a big difference. Now, if you go up to $500 to $1,000 a week, that's really starting to improve life, right? Maybe it's not like, oh, I'm rich and I can do whatever I want, but that's really freeing up some of that financial stress, especially if you still have a job you're going to and you add the additional income. And by doing this, like you're not out there trying to convince people to do anything. You're not out there marketing. You're not making videos. You're not writing emails. Of course, there is the option where you can share this and you will get rewarded for doing that. You will be compensated for doing that, but you don't need to do that to earn. And that's a beautiful thing. 100% of the people that come into this program and follow the training, meet the qualifications, which are not none. Let me show you the qualifications. Okay. Right here, must be 18 years of age, must reside in the USA or Canada, excluding Washington State, Idaho, Michigan, Montana, and the province of Quebec. That's it. Those are the requirements. You can't have a felony. So if you meet the requirements and you can follow simple instructions, then you can get paid. Simple as that. You don't have to go. And like I was talking to a lady today, and she was asking me what I'm doing, and I told her, and she's like, oh, well, I just started something. I'm like, well, how's that going? Are you happy with the results you're getting? She's like, oh, well, yeah, I'm not really making a lot. That's typical. That's typical what happens. Even you see these high ticket programs, right? They go up to like $2,000 typically, maybe $1,000. Or one-time payment programs. I have some of my portfolio, to be honest. How many people actually make sales doing that? Like, think about it. I know because I've done it and I've worked with people. I've worked with people in those programs. And you know what happens? They go, they pay the money, and then zero happens. Nothing happens. They don't make any money. Typically because they don't do anything. And they don't do anything because they don't believe that it's going to work for them. So they'll find every excuse under the sun why they can't do it, and they won't do it. Like, their belief level is too low. They don't believe they could sell a $2,000 product. They don't believe it, so they won't. That's what I love about this. It doesn't matter. Like, just write and get paid. Like, there's nothing else to it. What you need, as I kind of showed you, envelopes, index cards, pen, stamps, ability to follow simple instructions, and what you're going to get. So when you click the link below, you watch the 4-minute video, because that's a 4-minute video. You have the option of watching the full presentation as well, getting fully informed. But what's going to happen is you can get access to training that was put together by a lady that had been doing this for 2 years while she was doing her credit repair business. She was starting her credit repair business. She put this together, and she made just almost $79,000 in 1 year writing letters, extra on top of what she was already doing. And she decided, you know what? I need to share this with other people because so many people are hurting, right? So many people need to make extra money. And she had been in online marketing, network marketing, whatever you call it. And she had had success. But the problem was, and the problem I have too, is the majority of people you work with, they just are not going to do it, and it doesn't matter how much you train them. It doesn't matter. Like, you can do one-on-one every day. Like, if they don't get that mindset right, that's why I keep talking about the NLP coaching, because that will help with that. If you don't get the mindset right, you're not going to do anything. We could tell you exactly what to do. We can tell you the exact steps, what to do. But if you don't believe it's going to work, you're not going to do it. If you don't believe it's going to work for you, you're not going to do it. So sure, you can go down that road. And I encourage you to continue to work on your skills. I encourage you to continue to learn how to recruit, learn how to market, learn how to effectively communicate with people through written word, through video, through just talking to them, right? I encourage you to do that because that will pay you really well. But in the meantime, couldn't you maybe do something that's going to get some money coming in to your household? Possibly, where you don't have to do all of that stuff. And would that possibly raise your belief level, right? Raise your confidence level so you could go out and start sharing with other people and make additional income? Is that possible? See, I like to think of it that way versus, all right, you know nothing about online business, you know nothing about recruiting, you know nothing about marketing, but I'm going to throw you into the fire, right? I'm going to tell you, hey, go do all this, and you don't believe you can do it. So what's going to happen? Nothing. And you're not going to make any money. That's what's going to happen. And then everybody gets frustrated because you're not making any money, and then pretty soon you do nothing. It's like, oh no, I don't have time. Or maybe someone talks you out of it or whatever. All kinds of things happen. So that's it. That's all I really want to cover today. So if that sounds good to you, if you'd like to be able to make $500, $1,000 a week, extra money, writing simple letters, we show you exactly what to write. So we give you 9 lessons, very short, 30 minutes, about 30 minutes long. Me personally, I went through it twice. It was done. We show you who to write to. So we show you what companies to write to. We check your work to make sure it's right. That's huge because 60% of our membership base, when they submit their templates where they've written their letters, something's wrong. And if it's wrong, you won't get paid. So it's really important that you have everything correct. And our template service, like they look over the templates and make sure everything is in place. This is capitalized and the words are correct, because sometimes they put kind of misleading words in there just to trip you up a bit. We check it, get it back to you, make sure it's all right, and then you mail the letters, you get paid. That's it. Okay, so if that sounds good to you, you can go to this link right here, copywhatwedo.com. That's my link, or just go into the description. And with that, make it a great day. Of course, you can text me if you have any questions. There's my number. I'm not hiding anything from you. This is a real deal. Like I said, I've been doing it since January. I wouldn't be coming on here every day sharing it with you if I didn't believe it could help you. I wouldn't be sharing it. There would be no point to that. So I encourage you, if you could use extra money, really take a good look at this, because it is a real deal. I can show you testimonial after testimonial after testimonial of how people's lives are being changed by this program. So, if you could use extra money, check it out. If you're good, no worries. And I will see you next time.